question with expressions as answer options. I'm going to go to my question sentence first. Which expression can be used to show that the teacher puts 246 pencils in the storage cabinet? So we're talking about pencils, and the teacher is placing them in a storage cabinet. Okay, I'm going to rewrite this. Expression, don't know my answer yet, shows that the teacher puts 246 pencils in the storage cabinet. Right? So now let's go to the information that's given. A teacher has some pencils in a bag and some pencils in boxes. Okay? So we have pencils in a bag and pencils in boxes. So we're still talking about pencils, they just happen to be in different things. So let's go to our first bullet. She has a bag with 36 unbroken pencils. So if we're talking about pencils, unbroken, that means I can use them. So if they're unbroken, they're good to go. That is 36. I'm going to want to save those pencils. We're going to want to use those. They're unbroken. She has 4 boxes with 120 pencils in each box. So when I see boxes, what comes to mind is pictures of actual boxes. So let's make sense of this. She has 4 boxes, okay, with 120 pencils in each box. 120, 120, 120, 120. So because it's the same amount happening over and over, that sounds like repeated addition, which is multiplication. So 4 and 120. Okay. There are 6 broken pencils in each box. Okay, so in each one of these boxes, there are 6 broken pencils. The teacher doesn't want to keep broken pencils. If we're going to be saving pencils for later, we're going to want ones that are unbroken. So broken pencils, I'm not going to want to keep them, we're not going to use them. That sounds like subtraction. So that sounds like if each one of these boxes has 120, in each box there's 6 broken pencils, I'm going to want to take 6 away from each of the boxes to figure out how many that aren't broken that I'm going to want to keep. All right, she puts half of all of the broken pencils in a storage cabinet. So half of the unbroken pencils. So she wants to keep half of the unbroken pencils in a storage cabinet. That brings us back to our question sentence. Okay, so now we're getting back on track here. Half is going to be times 1/2, or it's going to be dividing by 2. So let's look at our expressions. We know that she has 36 unbroken pencils. Okay, we have 36 at the beginning of each one of our expressions, but we notice that we're adding each time, but some of them is in brackets and some of them is not. So let's go to our next step. So we had 4 boxes with 120 pencils in each box, but we know that for each of those boxes, 6 of them are broken. So what that's going to look like is that every time we have 120, we're subtracting 6. 120 subtracting 6, 120 subtracting 6, 120 subtracting 6. So that's going to happen 4 times. What that is going to look like is this is going to be grouped together. The 120 pencils in each box with 6 broken pencils in each box is going to be grouped because that is going to happen 4 times. So let's look at our expressions and let's see which ones apply. I need the 120 take away 6 to be grouped together. It's not grouped together here, so that isn't going to be an accurate expression. It is grouped together here, so that's a step in the right direction. The 120 take away 6 is not grouped together here. It is grouped together here, okay? So I know that I've eliminated answer option A, and I've eliminated answer option C. So I need to find half of all of the unbroken pencils. So I need to figure out what my amount of unbroken pencils is before I can divide by 2. So that means that all of this that we're talking about here, all of this math needs to be happening before I divide by 2. So that means I want to group together my 36 plus 4 times grouping 120 take away 6, group again, and then there's going to be another bracket. Then I will divide by 2. So let's look at our answer options. If I look at answer option B and follow my order of operations, this math would be happening, and then we would divide by 2 before we include the 36 unbroken pencils, so that is not correct. I need to determine the unbroken pencils first, and that is going to be this grouping right here, and then I'll take half of the unbroken pencils and put them in a cabinet. Answer option is D.